Hello, happy Wednesday. I thought I would just get on here really quickly and just update everyone and to say hi to the new YouTube subscribers. And I've gotten several emails and contacts through the website. I see that a lot of you guys have just discovered CTT and you're really excited to understand how that works, experience it for yourself, and I'm excited for that too. So just be patient. I'm getting to all those emails today. I'm going to have them all answered, and I'll send you a link of where you can schedule a time for me to talk with you. It'll be mid-October because I'm getting ready. Here's just in a few days to go to a training in Virginia that's going to be super exciting. And if you want to learn more about what that's all about, Dr. Terence, T-E-R-E-N-C-E Palmer, he's a psychologist that works out of the UK, and he has developed this technique, remote spirit release. So you can check that out if you want. I'll put a link. So anyway, when I get back from that training, that's when I'll be taking appointments again. So be watching for those emails, you guys that have wrote to me, and welcome. Just to give you just an introduction of who I am. My name is Natasha Parvin, and I do quantum healing hypnosis. I've been trained in several techniques, the Dolores Canon QHHT method, introspective hypnosis, A.U.R.A, the beautiful Aurora, and a couple of others. And I'm attending HMI College of Hypnotherapy out of California. I'll be graduating from there soon as a certified hypnotherapist, so I'll be able to add those techniques in as needed to help clients. And as you know, I work with George with his beautiful CTT method, and I run a CTT tapping group. I am bouncing around ideas for you guys that are interested in starting your own tapping groups, because those, let me tell you, they're super powerful. Anytime people get their energies together in a positive way to help one another in the world, that's just powerful in itself. But when you add in this method, it just really supercharges all your intentions and helps those manifestations come in quickly. And so I'm not sure how to go about it just yet, but I'm bouncing around ideas for you guys that are ready to start exploring doing groups of your own. If you'll get, you only need 3 or 4 of your friends together, a Zoom account, and then get with me or George, and he and I, or either one of us, or someone else from the group perhaps, might can set in and teach you what we do in the group and why we do the different things to set it up, and kind of the history of how everything evolved, and get you going and get you up and running on that, because it is so powerful. But I'm kicking around how we might do that. So if any of you guys are interested in that, shoot me, email me. We can brainstorm and see how that might work. I'm also thinking maybe some sort of demonstration video or something to help. But for people that want to do the groups, I think it's really important that one of us or both of us, or even some other people from the group, get in there and just show you how. It's always best to, get in there in the nitty gritty and show you how it works and get you going on the right foot. I think that's about all I wanted to say today. I just wanted to say thank you and welcome. I'm so excited to meet more of you guys who are ready to learn CTT. I love it. All the different ways, there's many different ways that it can be used. Yeah. I did manage to find another deck of cards. Many of you know that we just moved to North Dakota and we are getting settled in here. We're up in Dickinson, North Dakota, barely into mountain time, so I'm having to get used to a different time zone, and I'm finally getting there. It's everything's happening earlier than it did in Central when we were in Texas. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a card today just for the heck of it, since I'm on here. And this is from the Asking It Is Given deck by Abraham Hicks, I believe. Let me make for sure I'm telling you right on that. Whoops. Yes, Asking It Is Given. Okay. So what do we need to know right now? What would be most beneficial? This is a good one. I can just hear it in Esther's voice. It says, I will never get there, so I will enjoy my journey. You can see that picture. Frolicking in a field of flowers. It's like poppies, maybe. You cannot ever get it done because you cannot ever cease to be. And you can never halt your awareness. Yet, out of your awareness will be born another asking. And each asking always summons another answering. Your eternal nature is one of expansion, and expansion is the potential for unspeakable joy. That is a beautiful message. I like that. I pulled one earlier before we got on, and I'm going to go ahead and share that one as well, because I feel like there are a lot of people out there that needs to hear this, and maybe at some point the person that really needs to hear it is going to run across this video, so I'm going to include that. Okay, so beautiful picture of a bird. And it says, my financial decline will not elevate the impoverished. You cannot get poor enough to help impoverished people thrive. It is only in your thriving that you have anything to offer anyone. If you want to be of help to others, be as tapped in, tuned in, and turned on as you can possibly be. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to talk about this one a little bit. Okay, so a lot of times people will feel like they need to make themselves less, whether it's monetary, whether it's spiritual, whether it's just happiness. They feel like, oh, I can't be happy because that's going to take away from someone else because they are not. You lowering your standards, your financial situation, your light, dimming your light, that is not going to help someone else who is, languishing in, maybe they're learning their lessons in a lower part at the moment. What is going to help them is for you to be yourself, and not to allow circumstances of others to make you lower yourself. Okay, so I do think that is very important. I know this has been talked about a million times, and so I'm only going to touch on it. A lot of people are a lot more eloquent in their explanation, but they feel like if they're going to be a light worker, if they're going to help people, that they cannot receive financial compensation for that. They feel like, oh, no, I can't accept. Or the other way around, they want to go to someone for help, but they don't want to have to extend any energy, whether it be money, whether it be time, or a different service. They don't feel like they should have to give anything return because, oh, you're a light worker. That is your mission. You should do that for absolute free. Okay, so I know a lot of people in this community, and some of them make their living. They're able to get over that and they're able to help so many people, and they're able to support their families, put food on the table, clothes on their kids' backs through this, rather than working at a factory, a department store, somewhere that they might not enjoy, or they may perfectly hate it, but it brings in a paycheck, and then not having the time or the energy to put forth and help people. And some people will put out there, well, Jesus didn't charge for his healing, but if you think about it, as they moved along, the disciples and all of this, and you can apply this to any other spiritual leaders that are in high regard, they were taken care of by the people that appreciated. They were given shelter, they were given food, they were provided for in appreciation of the service that they were providing. And so it really is hard for me to understand when people feel that way. And I know the feeling of feeling like, accepting compensation is hard, because it's kind of programmed into us that if we're helping, then we should be doing it for free. But the truth of it is that when people are able to pay the full price for that service, and the light worker has gone to classes, most likely. I know I myself spend thousands of dollars, and I'll let you do the math on it, schools, trainings, all these things, lots and lots of hours, thousands of hours, learning these things so that I can help, because I'm compelled to do that. But I have a young family. I'm a homeschool mom. I have a finite amount of time. And for many years, I would get so driven to help others that I would spend all of my time with others and helping them see their light and helping them help themselves. And my family was suffering for that. They didn't have their mom there when they needed. So it is an exchange. So just understand that light workers, whenever they charge for services, they're not charging for their love. They're charging for their time, because, still, unfortunately, in this time that we live in, time is very valuable. And I have no problems compensating, and whether it's monetary or exchange of services or some other way, whenever I am reaching out to another light worker. And so, and I know there are people out there, and that's the other side of the coin, there are people out there that have no financial resources at all, and they need help, and they're willing to put forth the effort for their own healing. And that's the key, because you can't save anyone, okay? You guys, you can't save people. They have to meet you halfway, and they have to be able to be willing to do the work. There are people that just, they can't. And that's where I and a lot of others, because we have the clientele that pay full price and are happy to do that and are able to do that, we can have a certain percentage of people that we can see on our own time, as we have time, for free. And really what I like to ask of those people, because I do have several people. I have two right now, CTT, that I see regularly on a regular basis, that are not financially able to contribute in any way, and but because of the others, I'm able to help them. And so the point I was getting at is that if you need a service, be thankful that there are people out there driven to learn this, to help you, to bring it to you. And if you're not able to do an energy exchange monetarily, reach out to them, because I don't know one lightworker that does not have a roster of those that they help pro bono, or, without payment, because that's our heart, okay? And so we have no problems with that as long as you are doing your work. And I know what I was getting at. Okay, so for a person that I'm giving my time to without any compensation back for my family, what I like to ask of them is that they contribute to society. I don't really like that word, society. To someone else, that they pass it along in some way, that they keep that energy moving. They're getting this benefit, this growth in their soul and their spirit. And whenever they begin to be at a place where they can assist someone else, and it could be very simple things, help someone carry their groceries to the car, help someone, babysit for someone whenever they really need it and can't afford it, just anything, a number of things. But to keep that energy moving, because I know a lot of you guys who've taken Reiki, they teach that this energy exchange is very important, and that is because you've got to keep it moving, and money is energy. And so as long as that energy is in flow, then it's all good. Otherwise, it gets very, very unbalanced. And you could end up, I'm speaking to light workers now, you could end up with someone coming to you on a regular basis, expecting you to rescue them, to save them. And because you have such a beautiful heart of giving and assistance, you will not turn them away. Of course, you're going to try to keep giving and giving and giving, but you're not assisting them in any way if they're not willing to do the work on themselves. And so that the next time they come back to you, they have come to another level, another new understanding, and you're ready to go from there. So it's very important that people, whenever you reach out to someone to help you, that you're willing to do the work, because it is work. I have to work on myself every day. Every day I am doing something. I'm an empath, which everyone is to a certain extent, but I think when someone says empath, it's a stronger ability, I guess, where you have a tendency to really feel what that person feels. You can be out in a grocery store, and if someone is sad 2 aisles over, you know it, okay? You feel it. And so that can be very draining, and so you have to learn ways of shielding from that, and not taking it on, but assisting, still being able to be an assistance, because an empath, that's one of our driving forces, as we want to help. And for some of us, I found for a long time I was taking the energy into my body. So say I was seeing a client that was ill, I might start coughing or have a stomach ache or whatever they've got going on before our session, and I knew I could tell if that person was nervous. I could tell if that person was ill, whatever. I could feel that. And sometimes it's like a signal where it's handy. So then you know kind of where your client is, and you can really be on the same page as them. And then sometimes it can make you sick. And for me, what was happening is I would get the sensations, and I would have to do extra energy work on myself and extra things. And so I was like pulling in some of their energy dissipating it for them and processing it and transmuting it. And that was just a natural thing. And there are several of us out here that's what happens. And it's not a bad thing. That's what you came in here to do. That's what you came here, agreed to do. But it can be detrimental to yourself if you're not careful. And so I just want to let you guys know that everyone has to work on themselves, and they have to come to that point. And like, I have to limit the amount of clients that I see to a comfortable amount, because I could very easily get overwhelmed, and then that leaks over into my life. And I still have to be a mom, and I have to homeschool, and I've got play dates and field trips and grocery store trips, and I have a husband. And so speaking to you Lightworkers out there again, for some reason I feel pulled to speak to you guys. Whether you've been doing this for years or you're just getting into reaching out to help people, be aware that self-care is super, super important. Take your salt baths, take your supplements, meditate. It's crucial to get in touch with yourself. And don't take on more than what you can handle, no matter how much you're driven to help. Make sure that it's comfortable for you, because you don't want to look back and be proud and happy that you were able to help, 50 people or 100 people or thousands of people, but then you don't even remember any time spent with yourself or your family, living your life, because you are here to live your life as well. If you're driven to be of service, it's not only service. Service to others is beautiful, wonderful. But there is a small component of that is service to self, in a way of taking care of yourself, because you're no good to anyone else if you are run down. And I'm seeing that a lot, especially learning this new technique that I'm going to be learning in Virginia. It's so super, super important that we stay vigilant to do that work. And it's going to take us a little while of practice before we can offer to the public. We'll have a lot of practice sessions, and it's very rigorous. It's almost like a boot camp kind of thing, but we are driven to do it, and we know the impact that it could have on our lives and the lives of people that we love. And we know that doing the work will bring us under attack and scrutiny from forces that don't want people to be released from the things that they're going through. And so behind the scenes, Lightworkers are doing a lot more than it might appear. They're not just sitting back and cha-ching, collecting their money for services rendered. They're really remarkable. I'm so humbled every day. The people I meet that are really giving of themselves. And you do make sacrifices. There are sacrifices to be made, and you're happy to do it. I'm just asking you guys, don't sacrifice everything, okay? Because we are here to live a beautiful life and to have our experiences here as well. Okay, so I apologize. I went off. This was supposed to be like a 3-minute video at the most. I'm sorry I went off on a ramble there, but it must have been needed to be said because it just came out. So anyway, I'm going to sign off now, and thank you guys again for finding me, and I will get back with you very soon. And if there's any more of you guys that want to learn CTT or want to learn more about some other things that I do, just shoot me an email. I'll get back with you as soon as possible, and take care. And I love you guys. Till next time. Bye.